Andrew here, Sterilizer Autoclave Solutions, 704-966-1650, option 3 for free technical support. Okay, Charlie 987. Charlie 987 error code is the one we're going to talk about. Very common error code. There's any number of issues that can happen. First, what I would like to do is pull all the instruments out and verify your door gasket and your dam gasket are in the correct positioning. Pull all your instruments out. Make sure you've got enough water. If you've run back-to-back cycles, then let's make sure that we let this thing cool down a couple minutes, but pull everything out and run an empty cycle. Verify your gaskets are in good shape. Run an empty cycle. If the problem persists, we're going to have to wait for it to cool down again, do a little bit deeper dive, but we're going to look at the door springs. We're going to make sure they're in place at a 45-degree angle. They're not in a different position. That could cause things to bind up. It could be missing. That could also be the problem. Okay, so it is a high limit thermostat issue. The high limit thermostats are underneath the chamber. It could be a pressure leak on this unit. It could be burnt wiring. So we're going to do a lot of things at once. We're going to look underneath the chamber. We're going to look for burnt wiring. If you see that, then we're going to have to fix that before we move to the next phase. But if you don't see any burnt wiring, then we are going to look for leaks, pressure leaks. Let's see here. It could be the temp sensor is malfunctioning, so that's the reason why we'll run the empty cycle like we talked about in the beginning. The temp sensor is back here. If there's anything touching that, or if there's any buildup or any residue on that, that could cause intermittent 987 overheat issues. It could be faulty itself. If you are going to clean the temp sensor, use speed clean, an abrasive pad, and some distilled water, and then just wipe it dry. That's part of your weekly, monthly maintenance. We might have to perform a resistance test on your temp sensor, an output test on your PC board. So loose or damaged wiring we talked about, gaskets we talked about. It could be your facility voltage. The voltage on the wall should be for 115 volt model should be 104 volts AC to 127 volts AC. You can test that with a multimeter. We can talk you through that. If it's a 230 volt model, it needs to be between 207 and 253 volts AC. Could be those. Let's see here. Spring missing, damage, door hinge binding. Could be the door hinge is binding. Make sure that's moving freely. It could be the plastics are broken. The door handle's broken here. Could be this plastic cover's gotten broken here. Over time, the steam kind of breaks down the plastic parts on these units, and kind of things end up in weird places. Okay, voltage there. Okay, it could be the heating element is malfunctioning. We'd have to do a resistance test on the heating element. We'd have to take the right-hand side panel off. We'd have to unplug the outlet, and then we could unhook these two brown wires, plug our multimeter into it, and test for resistance. If that's good, then we got to go back to the PC board. We got to test an output test there. Could be a heater element that's bad. Could be some fuse holders. We do replace those things. Could be pressure transducers. It's giving faulty readings. Possibly the pressure tubing is pointing down. It should be always pointing in this position. And also very basic, if the sterilizer was unplugged and then plugged back in while the thermostat was still tripped. So, back at the reset point, that could also happen. So this is Charlie 987. Could be a lot of different things. Door springs, high limit thermostats, temp sensors, line voltage, multiple units on one outlet. So give us a call. We'll troubleshoot it together. If you like this video, please share it. Please follow us on our page here and stay tuned for more Midmark troubleshooting videos.